Stage 2 of complex tasks is about learning how to do more demanding activities while maintaining suitable trunk posture. Stage 2 involves identifying which components of the task place additional demands on posture, retraining posture for each of those components separately, then gradually combining them so your client can perform the task in a satisfactory way. To identify which components place additional demands on your client's posture, you should carefully examine the entire activity with your client and make a list of the particular movements you need to address. For example, if you want to improve your client's posture when they pick up items from a low shelf, you might decide that the relevant components are leaning forward while maintaining trunk posture, crouching, reaching and working at arm's length, and holding a weight while maintaining trunk posture. You might need to go and visit the client at work or at home to observe the task in real life so that you can pick up movements that may not be immediately apparent. For example, you might think that the relevant movement components for a hairstylist would be working at arm's length and bending or leaning forward. However, when you watch a hairstylist in action, you'll see that they adopt a range of challenging postures. For example, to cut hair on the side of the head, they bend sideways and lean forward, whilst at the same time working at arm's length with one elbow above shoulder height. This is clearly a posturally complicated movement. If you're unable to observe the task in person, ask your client to video it, but make sure they video the entire task so that you get every movement pattern. Once you've identified the salient movement components, it's time to retrain posture for each of those movement components. Have your client put their back tone on and go through each movement separately with them, guiding and teaching them how to do it. Your client should then practice the components individually at home for a week or so while wearing their back tone. When you're satisfied with their performance, start combining the components, again under your supervision and while wearing their back tone. For example, have them crouch and work at arm's length at the same time. Gradually add in components until your client does the whole sequence together satisfactorily. When doing these complicated movements, their back tone may beep briefly. It's okay to beep briefly, so long as it doesn't beep for prolonged periods. Your client should now practice the whole sequence at home with their back tone on for a week or so. When they're able to do the whole sequence in a satisfactory posture, they're ready to move on to the next stage, training in everyday life. The next video will show you how.